Bobby Keys plays with and Jim Price, trombone and sax. Play with Bonnie and Delaney on a couple of those albums. In fact, the next one I think I have here. And when they were in LA, I'm going to get more into this, but Bobby is just Bobby. If you want to hear rock and roll, you listen to Bobby Keys play the saxophone. There's no anything more to say. There's great saxophones, but when it comes to the rock and roll side, Bobby is the one, and he has such a career. I want you to check out a documentary, I think it's on Amazon, called Every Night is Saturday Night. He must have put this together before he passed. It's him when he's older, of course, and he's telling his stories and how he grew up. A lot of cool stories, and one of the stories is he talks about how the Stones were doing the Let It Bleed album mix in LA, and Delaney and Bobby were in the studios also, and he knew Mick Keith from San Antonio back in '65 or something. They played some type of gig together, and they knew Keith didn't know much about it, but anyway, they crossed paths in the studio. And they said, you know what? We want horns on our album. The Stones didn't have any horns prior, and they wanted to get the American sound. So they brought in Jim and Bobby to play on Live With Me. I'll talk about that more. So when you hear Bobby on Live With Me, that's what you could think about. This is what the Stones wanted. There's so much stories on this. I'm not going to get into deep, but one thing I want to say is Mick wanted Bonnie to sing on "Gimme Shelter," Mary Clayton's part, and in fact she was in the studio, and Delaney didn't care for that. I don't think anybody wants their lady with Mick Jagger. Alone, especially. But that didn't fly, so she didn't get that call. I would have loved to hear that. I just wonder if there's any recording of it. So anyway, that's that little piece. I wanted to tie in Bobby Keys with that, who plays with this. Anyway, I thought you'd get a kick about that story. But check out that documentary. So Jerry Wexler is the head dude at Atco. And Echo Records, and in '71, Delaney Bonnie made this album, D&B Together. They look lovely. They look like sweethearts, and this album, was, like I said, made in '72, probably recorded in '71. Wexler sold this to Columbia, and he didn't think it was going to be good enough, and he felt and knew and heard that they were on the brakes, and he wanted to just unload them. And there's 12 songs on here, 10 newer ones, and 2 that were recorded from sessions when they were with Eric Clapton in the solo time. And this one has a shitload of musicians. This has 40 of them. They do special thanks, and there's even more that are not even on this back of the record credits. And unbelievable. Just the coolness of this album. And D&B Together. Leon Russell has a song written that you definitely heard. Superstar, Bette Midler sang this. Karen Carpenter, you know the song, you definitely heard that song. So they had some misfortunes going on as they were approaching this. They were not clicking. It was a rough patch together. This is the last album they made together, and they divorced right after this. fantastic lyrics, fantastic musicians and singing and playing and production, some ballads, some upbeat songs, and this album sort of coasted into oblivion, and I'm just definitely resurrecting this. I'm sure some folks have been showing this maybe, but if not, I am. It's a must-have. It's definitely ear candy, and something I really think you gotta have it. So Delaney went on to make about 8 more albums, working with others. He passed in 2008 of some gallbladder surgery botch-up and complications. Bonnie, 9 and more albums. She went on and she played with a lot more people. Stephen Stills, Little Feat, and Allman Brothers, Steve Cropper, Jimmy Buffett, Dwight Yoakam, Joe Cocker, Carly Simon. I mean, you get it. She was really connected. They appreciated her voice. And so many. She's a legend and definitely a national music treasure. That's why I really wanted to expose this a little bit more. Some of you people who don't know just see the name Bonnie and Delaney and you just pass it up and just think it's a name. There's a lot more to it. Albums I think you should definitely listen to. If it's not, you forget it. Because there's some songs there you might be thrown off on, but some of them are just so well done. How can you not like this? It's cool rock and roll. That's what I got, folks. Like I said, Let It Bleed. I'm still doing research, so I'm far from it. And I know I got the punk documentary to do. I just been off it. I haven't been the energy right now for my part 2. See part 1 if you haven't seen it. Record Store Day coming up in October. There's one album I do want. I've been wanting it for a while, and when I saw this exposed, I said, I might have to wait on the line because I love this. I'll leave it at that. I do have one album I got, and I'm still listening to it, and I'll talk about it soon. Everybody, be well, and good talking with you, to you. Bye-bye.